Most people think the consumer staples sector is boring, but in reality, it is one of the most stable and important systems in the global economy. This sector provides the essential products people use every single day, regardless of economic conditions. Food, beverages, hygiene products, cleaning supplies, and household essentials are all part of this system. Even during recessions, people still need to eat, clean, and take care of basic daily needs. That's what makes the consumer staples sector so resilient. At its core, this sector exists to maintain a constant supply of everyday necessities. To understand how this system works, you need to break it into three core layers. The first layer is food and beverages. These companies produce packaged foods, groceries, snacks, and drinks consumed by millions of people every day. This includes everything from bottled water and soda to cereal, coffee, and frozen foods. The second layer is household and personal care. These companies produce hygiene products, cleaning supplies, toothpaste, shampoo, soap, and other personal care essentials. These are products consumers repeatedly purchase regardless of the broader economy. The third layer is essential retail. Supermarkets, pharmacies, wholesalers, and discount chains act as the access points that connect consumers to daily necessities. Without these distribution systems, products cannot efficiently reach households. Together, these three layers create one of the most stable consumption systems in the world. But what does the consumer staples sector actually produce? Its real output is stability. Unlike many industries, this sector operates through constant daily demand. People may delay buying a new car or smartphone during difficult economic periods, but they usually continue buying food, beverages, and hygiene products. This creates highly predictable cash flow across the sector. The business model is based on high-frequency, low-cost transactions repeated millions of times every day. And because these products are part of everyday life, demand tends to remain relatively stable over long periods of time. Now, who leads this sector? Different companies dominate different parts of the system. In manufacturing, companies like Nestlé, Procter & Amp, Gamble, PepsiCo, Coca-Cola, and Unilever control massive global product portfolios. In retail and distribution, companies like Walmart, Costco, Kroger, and Dollar General operate enormous distribution networks that reach consumers at scale. These companies rely heavily on logistics, branding, and operational efficiency to maintain market dominance. Now let's talk about what drives this sector. One major driver is brand loyalty. Consumers tend to repeatedly buy products they already trust and recognize. That gives established companies a major competitive advantage. Another driver is population growth. As the global population increases, demand for food, beverages, and daily necessities naturally grows as well. And another major factor is input costs. The prices of raw materials, packaging, transportation, and energy all directly affect profitability across the sector. Now, how do consumer staples companies actually make money? Unlike technology companies, these businesses usually operate with lower profit margins. Their strategy is based on volume. They earn small amounts on each individual product, but generate enormous profits through massive sales volume. Operational efficiency is also critical. Companies constantly optimize manufacturing, supply chains, and distribution systems to move products quickly and reduce costs. But despite its stability, the sector still faces important risks. One major risk is cost inflation. If raw material and labor costs rise too quickly, profit margins can shrink. Another challenge is store brand competition. Retailers increasingly offer cheaper alternatives to major brands, putting pressure on pricing power. And finally, consumer habits continue to evolve. Health trends, online shopping, and changing preferences constantly reshape demand across the industry. Today, the consumer staples sector continues to provide stable demand even during periods of economic uncertainty. And that is exactly why many investors view it as one of the most defensive sectors in the market. At the end of the day, the consumer staples sector is not built around luxury or innovation. It is built around consistency. By supplying the products people rely on every single day, this sector remains one of the most stable foundations of the global economy. And when uncertainty rises, stability becomes extremely valuable. If you want to understand markets, you have to understand this system. Subscribe to NAVIXA for clear, structured market insights.